Nestled deep within the secluded embrace of ancient woodlands where the trees have stood for centuries and the air is thick with the whispers of the past, Serenity Springs Rehab Center presented an idyllic facade, a picture of peace and luxury that promised solace to weary souls. Towering pines stood as silent guardians, their verdant boughs whispering secrets to the wind, creating a symphony of nature that seemed to soothe the troubled mind. A sense of tranquility permeated the air, a stark contrast to the turmoil that raged within the souls seeking refuge. The serene landscape masked the inner battles fought by those who walked its paths. The center's pristine white walls held the promise of healing and hope, a beacon for those lost in the darkness of their own making. Yet, beneath the surface of serenity, a sinister current stirred, its tendrils reaching out to ensnare the unsuspecting. The calm exterior belied the struggles and fears that lay hidden within. The air hung heavy with the scent of pine and damp earth, a cloying perfume that hinted at decay, a reminder of the natural cycle of life and death. Sunlight struggled to penetrate the dense canopy, casting long, eerie shadows that danced across the manicured lawns, creating an ever-shifting tapestry of light and dark. A winding gravel path led to the imposing oak doors, their polished surfaces reflecting the distorted images of those who dared to approach, a gateway to both salvation and despair. The silence was broken only by the distant cry of a hawk, its mournful call a harbinger of the darkness that lurked within, echoing the silent cries of those seeking redemption. Alex, his gaze fixed on the path ahead, clutched his worn duffel bag tighter. Each step he took felt like a step away from his past and towards an uncertain future. His heart pounded a relentless rhythm against his ribs, a drumbeat of hope and trepidation. The fear of the unknown mingled with a fragile hope that this place could be his salvation. Years of addiction had taken their toll, leaving him physically and emotionally drained. The dark circles under his eyes were a testament to countless sleepless nights and endless battles with his inner demons. He yearned for the solace promised within these walls, a chance to break free from the chains that bound him. The building stood tall, a beacon of hope in his otherwise bleak existence. He had heard whispers of Serenity Springs, tales of miraculous recoveries and newfound peace. Stories of people who had walked in broken and walked out whole, filled with a renewed sense of purpose. The testimonials on the website, filled with glowing praise and heartfelt gratitude, had fueled his desire for a fresh start. Each story he read added a spark to the dim flame of hope within him, but as he crossed the threshold into the cavernous lobby, a shiver of unease ran down his spine. The dim lighting and the vast emptiness of the space made him feel small and vulnerable. The forced smiles of the staff and the vacant stares of the other patients did little to ease his growing apprehension. He wondered if he had made the right choice, if this place could truly offer the peace he so desperately sought. The first few days at Serenity Springs passed in a blur of group therapy sessions, meditation exercises, and bland, tasteless meals. Alex tried to focus on his recovery, to silence the doubts that gnawed at the edges of his mind. Yet he couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. The other patients, initially welcoming, had grown increasingly withdrawn, their eyes filled with a mixture of fear and resignation. Whispers of strange occurrences began to circulate, hushed conversations in the corridors and furtive glances exchanged during mealtimes. Patients spoke of disappearing roommates, their belongings left untouched, their beds cold and empty. There were rumors of strange chanting emanating from the locked basement, accompanied by an unsettling rhythmic thumping. anticipation. Section 7. The Ritual Chamber. The passageway opened into a vast chamber, its ceiling lost in shadow. A single torch sputtered in the center of the room, casting long, dancing shadows on the assembled figures. They were robed in black, their faces hidden behind grotesque masks. In the center of the room, restrained on an altar of rough-hewn stone, was Sarah. Her eyes were wide with terror, her body covered in strange symbols. Alex watched in horror as the chanting reached a fever pitch. The rhythmic thumping intensified, shaking the very foundations of the building. The air crackled with energy, a palpable sense of dread pressing down on him like a physical weight. He knew he had stumbled upon something ancient and evil, something that defied all rational explanation. Panic surged through Alex. He had to get out, to get help. He turned to flee, but his foot caught on a loose stone, sending him crashing to the ground. The sound echoed through the chamber, momentarily silencing the chanting. The robed figures turned towards him, their masks seeming to contort into expressions of rage. Adrenaline surged through Alex's veins. He scrambled to his feet, his mind racing. He had to get to Sarah, had to get them both out of this nightmare. He charged towards the altar, his only weapon the rusty pipe he had grabbed from the passageway. Chaos erupted. The cultists surged towards Alex, their robes billowing around them like wings of darkness. He swung the pipe wildly, connecting with flesh and bone, but still they came. Their chanting resumed, louder, angrier, laced with something ancient and malevolent. He fought his way to the altar, the air thick with the coppery tang of blood. He could feel his own strength failing, his body trembling with exhaustion and the lingering effects of withdrawal. But he couldn't give up, not while Sarah's life hung in the balance. Alex and Sarah emerged from the depths of Serenity Springs, blinking in the harsh light of dawn. They were battered, bruised, and forever marked by the horrors they had witnessed. Behind them, the forest stood silent, the rehab center vanished without a trace. Their escape seemed like a victory, a triumph of human resilience over unimaginable darkness. Yet as they stumbled towards the approaching sirens, a single thought echoed in their minds. Serenity Springs was gone, but the evil it harbored lived on.